Hi everyone, I'm Kate Chandler, Chair of Cooley's Global Life Sciences Practice. Cooley is thrilled to be a part of the Xconomy Awards once again, and we're excited to celebrate all of the remarkable companies and individuals moving the needle in our life sciences ecosystem. While this year has certainly been unprecedented, the life sciences and healthcare community has been instrumental in providing hope, comfort, expertise, and innovation in a time of much uncertainty. We at Cooley are honored to be working alongside many of these companies around the globe, including those in Boston and San Diego. Please enjoy this installment of Meet the Finalists, and we hope to see you at the award ceremony on September 24th, where Cooley is honored to announce the winner of the Deal of the Year award. Stay safe and be well.
Bristol Myers Squibb, our $74 billion acquisition of Celgene, we really think was a game changer for the global biopharma industry. It combined two of the world's largest cancer companies and one of the biggest pharmaceuticals deals ever. And looking at it from a metrics perspective, it created the #1 company in oncology with leading franchises in both solid tumors and hematology. The #1 company in cardiovascular, and the top 5 company in immunology and information. If you look at the commercial perspective, this combined company has 9 marketed products in total, each now with more than $1 billion in annual sales and really a significant potential for growth. And as a result of this combination, BMS became a top 10 biopharma company. The deal was impactful not just because of its sheer size, but it also created a leading, innovative biopharma company, ideally positioned to address the needs of patients with several disease states. It's really important to us. Business development is core to our strategy and a critical driver of our future growth, and even more so now that we're a much larger company. Business development is crucial to the industry as a whole and helps ensure that promising compounds and therapies are advanced and have the chance to reach their full therapeutic potential overall. Xconomy's recognition of impactful and innovative transactions really helps ensure that the industry continues to evolve and seek out deals. This transaction was really interesting in a lot of perspectives. Announcing and completing a deal of this size and impact really required an extensive cross-functional due diligence team, a lot of people, and countless number of employees and diverse teams really from both sides, from both Celgene and BMS, to come together and work towards a common goal. But I'm sure, like other transactions, there were really key challenges that we had to overcome in order to get this transaction closed. First we overcame a shareholder activist challenge by continuing to focus on the merits of the transaction and working to receive the support really of influential proxy advisor firms. Additionally, and I think really unique to this transaction, and from the Federal Trade Commission perspective, we were asked to sell Otezla, which was an important product, and we were disappointed that we were asked to sell it. But once the decision was made to sell the product, we really moved forward on an accelerated basis. So from the time we announced the deal to the time of signing, and this was Otezla specifically, so the announcing the divestiture of that to signing, it took us 2 months. So we were able to close the larger transaction and the sale of Otezla by November of 2019, with the deal signing in January. So even with this large sale of $13.4 billion sale price in the interim, we were really able to stay on schedule ultimately to how we thought a normal transaction timeline would be. And ultimately, the deal was significant. It created a lot of great opportunities, created the opportunity for us to build an even stronger commercial presence in our key disease areas, such as oncology, and really building up much more in hematology as well. And it really gave an ability to integrate a broad range of discovery modalities that could further strengthen our pipeline. So we think this really gave us, huge synergies and ability to be a combined company from discovery all the way through commercialization. So really, since our a transaction that hit for us on all cylinders. And I think since the beginning of BMS for a long time now, we are driven by the science, driven by patients. So we ultimately think our new organization, as we've seen now played out for the past, again, maybe 7 or 8 months since closing, we think we're hitting on the vision of the transaction.
I've been very pleased to be nominated for this award. Potentially, Corvidia is a company that has developed a new inflammatory treatment against cardiovascular disease in an exciting area. And we completed a transaction with Novo Nordisk for a deal value of $2.1 billion just a month ago. Corvidia was created nearly 4 years ago, and we've been operating with very little staff, about 15 people all along, and developing, again, one of the most exciting treatment for cardiovascular disease, attacking inflammatory pathways that have created a lot of problems for patients.
Dan, if I may just add just a couple more points. When we started off, we were 8 employees. We currently, when we were sold, we were 14 employees. And as Mark said, we're targeting patients that have chronic kidney disease that have nothing for cardiovascular disease in terms of therapy. And it's a patient population that's greater than 3 million globally. So it's not typically what biotechs do, go after a very large market, but we believe in the science and we believe in the asset and the opportunity to help patients, which is part of the reason Corvidia made it very exciting. And the belief was seen with Novo Nordisk putting $750 million up front for the asset.
First, the fundamental science around our drug, IL-6, which again is a pro-inflammatory cytokine that contributes to the development of cardiovascular disease in the CKD population. That's one. But 2, I think they were very impressed with the phase 2b data that was unfolding at the time of the transaction, where this drug has a very attractive profile, both in terms of efficacy, lowering inflammation as measured by CRP, but also a side effect profile that would lead a chronic treatment. It's a very unique because cardiovascular disease has not been an area of focus in the biotech industry in the last several years. It's been all about oncology and rare disease. But yet there is again a significant unmet medical need. Many people, thousands and hundreds of thousands of patients die today because they have nothing against inflammation. So I think it shows that Corvidia has been able to develop a new drug in an area where there was very little work being done, and I think we should get rewarded for taking the risk to go a bit outside of the natural biotech oncology rare disease pathway that has been, I think, sufficiently rewarded in the past.
First, let me briefly describe the partnership that we entered into last year. So Sarepta is a mission-driven organization, and one of our therapies that we're working on right now is a gene therapy for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a very serious life-ending therapy that strikes boys and usually takes them from their families before they're even in their 20s. We entered into a relationship with Roche where we provided the rights for Roche to bring this therapy to regions outside of the United States if we are successful with what we call SRP-9001, our gene therapy. I'll give you the terms of the deal, then I'll talk about why it is so important. So the terms of the deal, and we're very proud of the terms of the deal for the simple reason that this was the largest transaction of its kind in all of pharmaceutical history, and frankly, by about an order of magnitude. And that speaks reams to the importance of this therapy. So we received upfront about $1.2 billion, about $700 to $750 million of that was a fee. Another $400 million of that came in the form of a premium-based equity investment. We received a couple of $1 billion in additional milestones behind that. And of course, in addition to cost sharing, we'll split the cost of the development of this therapy. We'll receive royalties if we are successful. So those are the terms, and we're proud of them. But why are we even more proud of the reason that we entered into this transaction? And that is because we are a mission-driven organization. Like so many biotech companies, we are razor focused on bringing a better life to patients with rare disease. And in the case of this therapy, to Duchenne muscular dystrophy, a devastating disease that will, with 100% certainty, take the life of a patient if we can't find a way to intervene. And the great news about this transaction is that it aligns with our mission brilliantly. Roche is a wonderful organization with expertise outside of the United States, just about everywhere in the world. And this relationship ensures that if we are successful with this therapy and that the science works, then this therapy will get to kids as fast as possible, not only in the United States, but around the world, relying upon Roche's expertise. So really important for our mission there. And additionally, with the upfront that we received and the milestones that we're receiving as well, we can take all of that money, every dollar of that, and pour that back into investing not only in this gene therapy, but into our other very large pipeline. We have actually about 43 programs in development across RNA and gene therapy, and ensure that we can stay razor focused on bringing those therapies to patients that are waiting for them as fast as possible without cutting any corners in doing that. So this is an exciting transaction. I'm really proud of the team that got it done. I'm really proud of the opportunity to partner with Roche, and I am really excited about what it might mean for patients around the world and their families who are living with and unfortunately far too often dying from Duchenne muscular dystrophy.